Hi, this is Carol Highsmith, EDL 595, and these are my key learning points for weeks 3 and 4. Um, I probably knew about structural safety, but to add on to what I did not think about relative to structural safety is relative to things relating to the building like asbestos growth, lighting fixtures, exit signs, proper lighting, security codes, and if they're active or working or not. Um, Even the temperature of the classroom certainly can be a safety issue for students that are sitting in the class, so it could involve a lot of things. A building manager's program and how it contributes to campus safety. Um, the building manager is the person who educates and is the contact person for environmental health and services to educate the people in their building about safety. And in the event of an emergency, they would be the people who would actually have contact with environmental health and safety to let them know what's going on in their building. Or if a crisis occurred, they would be the person of contact to make sure that that process took place. Um, Functions of the Department of Environmental Health and Safety. Their primary goal is to lead the university to a safe, healthy, sustainable, and disaster resilient culture by providing educational, technical, and operational services to support the campus community. It covers the American Disabilities Act, chemical, emergency management, environmental programs, and I talked about the asbestos, with the building part. Sustainability and leaks. What are the risks for this agency, and developing scenarios and doing tabletop exercises with the staff that would be directly involved or in the recovery phase or the activation phase and the recovery phase of a crisis. They also are responsible for the walks across campus, safety walks. They're responsible for overseeing, making sure procedures are in place for laboratories that could create a crisis, any leaks or spills on campus, recycling batteries and lights, such a wide range of what they do. They do CPR, they do training, they do teaching, they have videos online, they do fit testing, they do respiratory training, hearing conservation or back injury prevention, hazard communication, confined space and laboratory safety. They do the ergonomics piece as well. So their job is broad spectrum, and they have people over each individual part of the programs within the environmental health and services. Um, what are the functions of a campus alert, shelter in place siren? Um, the siren sounds to let everybody in the campus take shelter indoors immediately when that siren goes off. It lets people know that there's a crisis at hand, and usually a text alert goes out or something on that line to let people know what's going on. And then where people are asked to remain inside until an all clear sign is given. So it remains inside the building during a safety issue. What is campus walk? Okay, campus walk is when that department um, actually walks across campus. They may do a building inspection or inspect all the buildings, which is done once a year anyway on campus. Um, and they make sure that the buildings are safe, that they do what they're supposed to do, alarms are working, exits are working, those kinds of things. Looking for any type of crisis or safety issues that might be an alert. They do campus walks into the students' dorms. at the beginning of a semester, and I think they told me a couple of times throughout the semester they actually go do walks. They go to the chemical labs, they walk through, they just walk through the campus sometimes, like bicycles are out there riding, they got the skateboards, they got all kinds of transportation modes on those sidewalks, and they're just trying to see how much we practice safety on a campus, college campus, skateboarding, biking, all that stuff. Um, and they do education on those things too to make sure that those topics are covered. Okay. Okay. Something else that I learned. I'll talk about that. I'll talk about that. Talk about that. Um, some examples of training that would be provided to. I know my computer's not working right like I need it to. Okay, let's talk about epidemics and things of that nature. An epidemic affects many people in one particular region at once, and is spread from person to person, like um, the college campus of New Hanover County. It's like an area, designated area, that the flu is at an epidemic level. But a pandemic affects a larger region, such as an entire country, such as China when they had the SARS and the something else they had going on as well. Um, but SARS was the one case I can remember that they had going on. How do colleges prepare for epidemics and pandemics? They do education on every possible mode of communication that they have going on, whether it's text, whether it's um, blasting emails, whether it's radio, whether it's putting up posters in buildings, Instagram, whatever they can get the information on to get it out to the campus community. That's what they use. Okay, let's see some other things I have here. Um, okay, I just went by it again. Okay. Um, some trainings that can be provided. I was really ecstatic when I looked on online, because I usually don't look online to see what trainings are offered to students, but any type of safety that you can think of. Some of those that I mentioned earlier, they have videos online, they have links online to specific websites that you can go on and watch training. So they you can come to a classroom and take a training, CPR, first aid, AED. You can video conference a training. And sometimes certain trainings you can just take online and get the credit for it. So there's so many things that they do. They talk about personal safety, things of that nature. So there's so much available on a college campus to deal with. Bloodborne pathogens, back injuries, all that stuff is a part of the training. Okay. Um, Prevention in the sense of campus safety is your education components. It is having policies in place and knowing that those policies work. That's the number one prevention, and to educate the campus about what the policy says, so that when something does occur, that everybody's able to respond in the appropriate way. Okay. All right. Okay. Want to talk a little bit about, I didn't know the difference between emergency, that's an unexpected event which places the life of a property in danger and requires immediate response through the use of routine community resources and procedures. Um, and a disaster is um, an occurrence of a natural catastrophe, technological accident, or human caused event that has resulted in severe property damage, deaths, and or multiple injuries. Catastrophe is an event. Okay, it just went on by me. It's an event in which a society incurs or is threatened to incur such losses to person and or property that the entire society is affected, and extraordinary resources. Hurricanes and skills are required, some of which come from other nations. That would be your hurricane, your mudslides, is your tsunamis and things of that nature that countries and even areas have been impacted by. And we have a high area of tornadoes during that season. And crisis is a critical event which, if not handled in an appropriate manner, may dramatically impact an organization's profitability, reputational ability to operate, or an occurrence and or perception that threatens the operation staff, shareholder value, shareholders, brand reputation, trust, and or strategic business goals of an organization. Let's see if there are other pieces. The study abroad students, I had no clue what we did with study abroad students because I've never been abroad. But some the key things that we have to do, and that is make sure we have a policy in place. And number two is to follow that policy in the event that faculty or students are out of the country, and know who those people are, where they are, how to contact them immediately. And if something occurs, the chancellor will give the word, this is what needs to happen, and that contact or communication person for the university will be the person contacting the students, give the command for them to come home right away, contact parents, let them know what's going on, and give advice to the students as to what needs to happen in that particular situation that they find themselves. Crisis communication. Some of the methods that devices that we have on campus to inform students of crisis is email blast, we have text blasting, we have sirens in place, shelter in place, we have the siren alert, we have emails, we do public communications, we put things up in buildings. If it's a right-of-way thing, usually it's texting, text blasting, or Instagram or something on that line that gets it out there quickly. And some of the other contemporary campus media relations webs that we have is Twitter, Facebook, places like that students, that social media group, and they use it on a regular basis, so the university does too, to inform and educate. Okay. Okay, I think that's all of the learning. That isn't all the learning that has occurred, but I was really awed in finding out some of the things with environmental and the connection, the police, and the policies and the different topics that we've studied, and to see the critical piece that communication plays in all of that. So I've learned really well a lot of good stuff this semester that I can continue to move on and use from this semester forward. Thank you so much. This has been a great class. I've learned a lot. And Dr. Walker, you've been marvelous. And I've appreciated every day that um, I participated in this class this week. Those postings every week really forced me to learn some things that I needed to learn anyway. So thank you, and have a good rest of the summer.